For decades, Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell have stood as one of Hollywood's most enduring and unconventional love stories. No marriage certificate, no public scandals tearing them apart, and no carefully scripted fairy tale image, just two people who chose commitment on their own terms. Now, new reflections circulating among close friends and longtime insiders have brought renewed attention to a deeply personal subject, Goldie Hawn's last wish and the emotional promise Kurt Russell has quietly carried for years. The phrase last wish has sparked intense curiosity, but those closest to the couple clarify that this is not about illness or imminent loss. Instead, it reflects something far more intimate: Goldie Hawn's thoughts about legacy, love, and how she hopes to be remembered when the spotlight finally fades. At 79, Hawn has become increasingly reflective, focusing less on Hollywood and more on the emotional footprints she leaves behind. According to sources, these reflections have led to heartfelt conversations between her and Russell that have profoundly shaped their relationship in recent years. Goldie Hawn has always been open about her belief that life is fleeting and happiness must be actively protected. In interviews over the years, she has spoken candidly about mental health, gratitude, and the importance of joy, not fame, as life's greatest achievement. Insiders say her last wish is rooted in these beliefs, that her family remains united, emotionally grounded, and free from the pressures that once consumed Hollywood households. She reportedly wants her story to be one of warmth, laughter, and emotional honesty, rather than glamour alone. At the center of that wish stands Kurt Russell. The promise he made to Goldie is described as simple in words but heavy in meaning. Friends close to the couple say Kurt vowed to protect the emotional core of their family above everything else, to keep their children and grandchildren grounded, shielded from unnecessary public intrusion, and always reminded that love matters more than legacy. For Russell, this promise is not performative. It's deeply personal, shaped by decades of shared life far away from red carpets. Unlike many Hollywood couples, Hawn and Russell consciously avoided legal marriage, a decision they have defended repeatedly. Goldie has explained that staying together by choice, rather than obligation, kept their love alive. That philosophy now extends to her reflections about the future. She reportedly told Kurt that she never wanted her life reduced to headlines or dramatic narratives. Her wish is for authenticity, to be remembered not as a celebrity icon, but as a mother, partner, and human being who valued kindness above applause. Kurt Russell's response to this sentiment is what many are calling heartbreaking in the most human sense. According to those familiar with the conversations, he assured Goldie that when the time comes, far in the future he hopes, he will make sure her life story is told gently and truthfully. No exaggeration, no exploitation, and no sensationalism. Just the truth of a woman who found joy despite the chaos of fame. Their children, including Kate Hudson, have long spoken about the emotional stability Kurt brought into their lives. Kate has repeatedly credited Russell as a true father figure, emphasizing that love, not biology, defines family. Goldie's wish reportedly includes preserving that sense of emotional security for generations to come. She wants her grandchildren to know laughter before pressure, compassion before ambition, and connection before success. What makes this revelation resonate so deeply is how rare it feels in Hollywood. In an industry obsessed with youth, reinvention, and spectacle, Goldie Hawn's reflections feel almost radical in their simplicity. She isn't concerned with awards, box office numbers, or how history ranks her career. Her focus is inward, on peace, emotional continuity, and love that survives without needing validation. Kurt Russell, known for his tough on-screen personas, has always been intensely private off-camera. Friends describe him as deeply protective of Goldie, especially as public interest in their lives resurfaces with every anniversary or milestone. His promise, sources say, is something he carries quietly, without drama or announcement. It's not about controlling a narrative, but honoring a shared life built on trust. In recent years, Goldie has also devoted much of her energy to her Mind Up Foundation, emphasizing mindfulness and emotional well-being in children. Those close to her say this work is directly connected to her last wish. She hopes the values she spent years teaching, emotional awareness, empathy, resilience, will outlive her filmography. Kurt has reportedly committed to continuing that mission, ensuring her passion for mental health education remains active long after she steps away from public life. Public reaction to the revelation has been intense, with fans expressing admiration rather than shock. Many see the story not as tragic, but deeply moving. A reminder that even icons eventually focus on the same things as everyone else: love, family, and meaning. Social media has been flooded with comments praising the couple for redefining what long-term partnership can look like in an industry known for excess and instability. What's striking is how grounded the entire narrative feels. There are no dramatic ultimatums, no secret confessions, and no hidden betrayals. Just two people confronting time with honesty and grace. Goldie's wish is not about endings, it's about continuity. Kurt's promise is not about loss, it's about stewardship. As Hollywood continues to chase the next headline, this quiet revelation stands apart. It doesn't rely on shock value or scandal. Instead, it draws power from sincerity. Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell's story reminds us that the most meaningful promises are often made far from cameras, spoken softly, and carried for a lifetime. In the end, Goldie's last wish isn't a goodbye. It's a reflection of how she lived, and how she hopes love will continue to live after her. And Kurt Russell's promise, heartbreakingly beautiful in its simplicity, is proof that some love stories don't need endings to be unforgettable. As these reflections continue to surface, many close to Goldie Hawn say her outlook on life has softened even further in recent years. Rather than stepping away out of fear or uncertainty, she has leaned into gratitude. Mornings are quieter now, filled with simple routines, long conversations, and moments that rarely make headlines. Those who visit the couple describe a home centered on warmth rather than celebrity, where laughter still matters more than legacy. Kurt Russell, meanwhile, has taken on the role of quiet guardian. Friends note that he has become increasingly intentional about protecting Goldie's emotional space, gently steering conversations away from intrusive questions and unwanted speculation. His promise is not loud or dramatic. It shows up in the small things, being present, listening carefully, and ensuring that their shared life remains grounded despite growing public curiosity. The couple's bond has also sparked renewed admiration across Hollywood. Younger actors often point to Goldie and Kurt as proof that long-lasting love does not require rigid rules or public validation. Their relationship, built on choice rather than obligation, stands in contrast to the industry's usual narratives of excess and impermanence. Goldie's wish, according to insiders, is that this example continues to inspire authenticity rather than imitation. Family remains at the heart of everything. Goldie has reportedly emphasized that no matter how public their lives may be, family moments should remain private and protected. Birthdays, holidays, and quiet gatherings are treated as sacred, free from cameras and expectations. Kurt has promised to maintain that boundary, even when public demand grows stronger with time. Those close to the couple say Goldie has also expressed a desire for honesty in how her life story is eventually told. She does not want perfection, nor does she want pity. Her wish is for balance, to acknowledge struggles alongside joy, and growth alongside mistakes. Kurt's commitment to honoring that truth is seen as one of the most meaningful promises he has ever made. Public response continues to reflect deep respect rather than concern. Fans have praised Goldie's courage in speaking openly about aging, reflection, and emotional well-being, topics often avoided in celebrity culture. Many see her approach as refreshing, even healing, especially in an era where fame often overshadows humanity. Ultimately, this moment is less about endings and more about intention. Goldie Hawn's reflections serve as a reminder that life's most powerful legacies are rarely material. They live in relationships, values, and the quiet promises kept behind closed doors. Kurt Russell's role in that legacy is not defined by grand gestures, but by steadfast presence. Together, they continue to show that love does not need to be loud to be lasting. And as these revelations unfold, one thing remains clear. Goldie's wish and Kurt's promise are not about fear of the future, but faith in the life they have built, one rooted in love, choice, and unwavering respect. In these quieter years, Goldie Hawn has increasingly focused on the simple joys of life, reading, gardening, and spending uninterrupted time with her loved ones. She often reflects on how much value there is in ordinary moments, away from the glare of cameras or the pressures of public opinion. Friends say she views each day as an opportunity to nurture love and laughter, seeing them as the true measure of a life well lived. Kurt Russell remains her steadfast partner in this journey,